Thanks for joining us. This is Mahesh from USAM. So today's topic will be normal modes in Inventor Nastran. So what is normal modes? It's simple. Normal modes is something which gives you a result of when and how a system will resonate or vibrate violently. As simple as that. For any given system, there is a set of natural frequencies from which it starts, vibrates or resonate. So most probably it doesn't have any impact on the system. Beyond a limit, a system will start vibrating more and which will eventually lead to instability, premature fatigue or catastrophic failures. Say for example, you have washing machine in your house, it will be vibrating for the whole process of your washing clothes. But you might have seen that it will vibrate more when the dryer is on and it will even start moving towards a point. This is actually because of normal modes. So to study these, we have to know the natural frequency that can be withstand by the washing machine. So for knowing all these, we'll be doing normal mode analysis. And for even a air conditioning unit, the outer unit of air conditioning will vibrate more and make more noise. And finally, any objects that you have kept inside a vehicle, at a point, it will lose its stability and it will eventually fall off. So these are some of the real life experiences, real life examples of normal modes. And to know the behavior of these structures or these systems, we'll be doing normal mode analysis. So normal mode analysis can also be termed as eigenvalue analysis, eigenvector analysis, or natural frequency analysis. So I'll also tell you why it is called eigenvalue analysis. So before that, we'll see some of the objectives. So the outputs which we are going to get from normal mode analysis is at which frequency, at what frequency the system is resonating more, and the change of shape. So the units will be in frequency and mode of shape will not have any units. It will have only a graphical representation. So what are the forces that are taken into concern while doing normal mode analysis? So we have to balance these two energies, that is kinetic energy and potential energy. So say for example in washing machine, kinetic energy will be created while the washing tub is rotating, and due to this kinetic energy it will be converting it will create a potential energy which will be stored inside the structure of a machine, which will eventually withstand the potential energy. So considering these two, will neglect or say we assume external loads and damping force into zero. So equation of motion has all these: kinetic energy, potential energy, stiffness, damping will be is equal to the external loads or applied loads. So calculating a damping force is more tedious process. So most probably in normal mode analysis, they'll assume external loads and damping force to be zero. And therefore, equation of motion reduces to inertia and stiffness force. So that's why it's called eigenvalue analysis. So in today's session, now we will quickly open Inventor Nastran. We'll see what actually is normal mode analysis in Inventor Nastran, and then we'll see the same scenario for a concentrated mass, and then we'll take a simple model and check for a minimum frequency, and when a stiffness is added, what will be the maximum frequency that can be withstand by the model. So we'll start with the basic. I already said I'll open a plate as of now. Where you can access Nastran is Environments, Inventor Nastran. So by default, Nastran opens with linear static analysis. For changing this, we can go here and say edit, or we can use this option also. So I'll go here and say edit. So this will be a normal modes. We can even change the title or name. and I don't need constraints. And for output, as I already said, we will be looking for only frequencies and the shape. So it's not necessary for us to talk about stress or strain. It doesn't make sense. And go for units and check whether it's in inches or in mm. So if you're working in inches, it's okay. If you're going with mm, please make sure that your units in NASTAN is also in mm. So most probably this will be by default selected to CAD model, where it will select the units which you have already given in the CAD model. And if you are bringing your own components from some other software or downloaded files, you have to check for the units manually. Why? Because inventor can open all the files. Most probably you all know, I think. So you can go over here and check for the file types. It can open all the files like CATIA, SolidWorks, Creo, every other CAD files can be directly opened here. While working with non-inventor data, make sure that your units is matched perfectly with the NASTAN's interface. You can use the NASTAN interface in two ways. Either you can go over the ribbon menu and start using your materials, idealizations, constraints, loads, or you can use it the NASTAN tree itself. So clicking on the solids, edit, you'll get an option to change the material. So I'll go over here. By default, it will be in generic. We'll change it to a material which we want. Select material and you can access inventor's library. So we'll go for mild steel or carbon steel. So I'll go with carbon steel. And this is your mass density. This is not the density of the material. This is mass density, which is different. And here for structural properties, we see Young's modulus, Poisson's ratio. So in case you're going to change also, you can go over and change your values here. Say OK. We shall mesh the model now, generate mesh. So not going to see about mesh settings and mesh generations. So we're using the default material sizes for meshes also. So going to constraints, say new. We have our pre-constrained options like fixed, free, no rotation, or else we can use this column to manually constrain your paths. So T is something which is denoting the translational motion. So Tx is towards your x, towards your y, and towards your z respectively. And R is something which denotes the rotational motion along with the axis of x, y, and z. So if we are selecting fixed, all will be selected because fixed means it's rigid, it's not going to move anywhere. So if we are going to say no, so there is no translational, whereas we have rotation motion in the part. And if you are going to say free, everything will be unchecked and the body is free to move. No rotation, as the name suggests, it doesn't have rotational motion, but it has a translation motion. So we'll go back and say fixed, and we have to select the phase now. I'll quickly select the back phase of this model. Say OK. And for model analysis, we are not going to talk about or give any load as a constraint. We're just going to check for the frequencies only. So once you have given your constraints, we'll go and specify the frequency for inventor's NASTAN. We have an option called model setup, say edit. And this is number of modes for which NASTAN will generate our results for 10 different frequencies. It will start its calculation for our model, and it will show us the results for 10 different frequencies. If you know frequencies already, we can go over and say what will be my lowest frequency and highest frequency. As far as this model is concerned, we don't know where this application is going to be used. So we are going with leaving lowest frequency and highest frequency empty as of now. And what we say to inventor NASTAN is it will take any random frequency for 10 steps, 10 different frequencies, and it will say from which frequency the model is getting more resonance. So as of now, we'll leave this empty say OK. So as far as what we have done is, we have given material to the model, generated mesh, and we have told back portion of the plate is fixed to a area, and the frequencies which will be acting towards the plate or on the plate will be 10 different frequencies, and we didn't tell inventor Nastan that what will be those frequencies. So it's understood that it will automatically take its own frequencies. And now let's go and solve the criterias. Inventor Nastan will automatically do its calculations and it will say solution is complete. Okay. So now you can see the results here. And if you go over here and drop down, you can see different number of frequencies which it took for the particular study. So the first mode of frequency is 45 Hertz. So we'll quickly go over there and check for the results of mode 1. That is for frequency 45, what will be our model's vibration or what will be our model's impact. So as far as I am concerned, this is okay. The mode 1, that is 45.85 frequency of Hertz, is okay. It's not deflecting much. So we'll go to next. Okay. So if you find any deformation, we'll say okay. So from mode 3, that is frequency 286.95 Hertz, it's damaging our profile. So we will consider this as a maximum frequency that this part can withstand. So going further, it's starting to lose its stability, right? You can go over and see the results visually. So it's creating more unstable profiles. And you can go over and animate it also. So it will take time to animate. Let's wait for it. So it's like we play with a steel ruler during our school or college days. It's the same set of vibration what we are trying to replicate here. You might have seen visually, but this is actually what happens with the scale what we play with. We'll see for mode 6. So with this, we might come to a conclusion that mode 4 or 5 will be the maximum frequency for a particular model which we have created, and between these 45 and that is 285, we can have a frequency of environment where this component can be used or placed. I'll stop the animation. We'll see XY plot results to identify the maximum frequency in graph. Frequency versus mode number, show XY plot. So this clearly says from which frequency it is not able to withstand. So from 648, actually from 287 it's getting more deflected, and from here it's keep on continuing the same graph of catastrophic failure. We can even go and check for vertical bars. If you're more familiar with the vertical bars, you can go over and check here. It will show frequency here and modes in the horizontal zone of the graph. And we also have the option to choose colors, and we have two different option also, scatter and line and symbol. So go and say edit. We have a different set of options here. So going to display, as of now it is continuous. You can go to fringe also. It will give you more visual impact to see your results. And we have options to control our animation and visibility here in results edit option. So now we have seen what's actually model analysis in Inventor Nastan,
and how a plate is deflecting for a given set of frequencies. Now we shall keep a mass on top of this plate, and we'll say this mass is concentrated on this particular plate, and with respect to concentrated mass we can check for our modal analysis. I'll quickly open the next model. We shall go to environments, NASTAN. We'll repeat all these process once again. So we'll go over and say the material, carbon steel. So we'll go with carbon steel, and I'll copy this mass density, and I'll let you know where I'm going to paste it. So as of now, say OK. So this is your analysis design tree, analysis tree. If you're going down, more down, you will get model tree. Open this model tree, and we have an option called concentrated mass inside idealizations. So go over here and say new, and this will have option for both manual and automatic constraints. We'll go with automatic as of now, and I'll select entity as this box. So this is the concentrated mass which we have kept in this particular plate. So I'll select this box, and for density I'll go over and paste the numbers which we have copied already. So it will automatically generate its mass with respect to the density which you have given to the interface. So we'll say OK, and once you say OK, you can see the difference. A box will get disappeared. With respect to the box, it will create a small cube over here. So this comprises of the whole density in a single point. Now we have to connect this point or a cube with the plate which we have already kept in our interface. So we'll go back to connectors, say new. So this will be my rigid body. So where dependent entities is this face, and the point is this particular cube. And what NASTAN will do is it will automatically detect up to which boundary this mass is concentrated, and it will create a spider for us. So I'll quickly go and select this point. You can see it automatically creates a spider throughout our concentrated areas of mass. Say OK. So we are ready for our analysis. I'll go back to constraints, new. We'll say this part as this face as a fixed face, fixed, say OK. And we have one more step telling so before that we have to change this linear static into modal analysis. So we'll go back to normal modes. I don't want stress or concentration to be shown. Say OK. You will get a modal setup here. Say edit. We'll go with 10 itself, no issues. Lowest and highest will be determined by us now. So I'll give lowest with 45 and highest with 630 maybe. Okay, let's have 10 number of iterations within a range of 45 to 630. Say OK, run. So now you can see the difference here. What the inventor NASTAN has done is we have set a range from 45 to 630, and we have told inventor to do 10 number of different modal analysis or mode iterations, but it has shown us only the allowable limits, that is minimum and maximum. So that's the condition which we need actually. Now you can see for the results it's showing in mode number 2. If you are seeing mode number 2 as your final result, that will be your maximum deflection. So in the previous example, what we saw is it showed mode number 10. So that is your final result, that is it had maximum deflection. Whereas here for a given number of range, your mode 2, that is frequency 229.99 hertz, is your maximum frequency that a part can handle. And we'll go and check for what is minimum. So minimum is 177 for a given set of concentrated mass and a plate. I think now you get more idea about what is modal analysis with these two examples, with comparing these two examples. So we'll now do this with a model, which we have seen in physics lab for frequency analysis during our school days. We shall recreate that model here and check for highest frequency for which the model can withstand. So I'll quickly go and animate it. I'm very curious to see how it's going to animate. We'll see the animation and we'll move on to next phase. Okay, say we'll see for mode 2 also. Okay, say finish Autodesk Nastan. And before that, we'll also see the same scenario where if the box which we used here is not fixed, is free to move, what will happen? So I have another model where this box is not fixed, it's free to move. So for the same condition, when the box will lose its stability and fall from the structure. We shall quickly go to environments. So bear with me, I'm going to repeat all those steps again. So we'll fix the same area. We'll quickly run the solver and mesh together. Say okay. So now we shall go from 2, where it will show the deflection of the free body which we have kept on top of this plate. So now you can see this has some deflection, it's changing its position for a frequency of 3 itself. We'll go for mode 3. So it's not 3 actually, it's 34. So this is our mode 3. So mode 4, it's literally falling. So you can see the differences between each and every modes, right? So these are the two different ways of approaching the modal analysis. One is with fixed body of concentrated mass, and another one is a same mass which is not fixed and free to move. So you can see the difference between these two studies, right? So I thought of showing this also. We'll now move on to the next phase of designing along with analysis. So you have a part here. We'll quickly go over and repeat all the steps. Keep on repeating the same steps. So for this, we shall constrain this area, the whole phase of this area, and say okay. Model setup is same. We are not going to disturb it because we already seen the scenario where we have given lowest and highest frequency. But here, for this part, we don't know what is lowest and highest frequency. Leave that part with inventor Nastan itself. So say run, it will automatically mesh as well as run your model. Okay. So this is our maximum frequency, mode 10. Okay, we'll see from which it is deflecting more. We'll go with 3. I think 3 is also okay. We'll go with 4. 5. So I'll take 5 as my maximum deflection. So that is 487. So now you can see the minimum frequency which this part can handle is 38.4. So we'll round it to 38. So till 37, this part doesn't resonate. So it doesn't have any changes for any of the frequencies till 37. So from 38, it starts deflecting. So inventor has considered from 38 for the steady of Nastran. So what we'll do is we'll quickly add a stiffener for this model and we'll check what will be the minimum deflection or minimum frequency which the part can handle. So I have already added a stiffener to the model. I'll go and enable that. And we'll go back to environments, Nastran. We'll just have to regenerate a mesh here and say run. Okay. So we'll quickly go and see what is the minimum deflection that the part can handle. I'm sure that it will be increased to some extent. Why? Because we have added a stiffener now. So we'll go back to mode 1 and you can see it's 44.1. It's still not loaded. Wait. So now your mode 1 is 44.1 Hertz. So we'll round it off to 44 Hertz. So initially without stiffener, the model was able to withstand up to 38 Hertz. Now it has been increased to 44. So I hope this might have given you a brief introduction and more knowledge about modal analysis in Nastran. You can go over and do this for your own designs and check for the minimum frequency that your design can handle. So we'll also try to cover all other studies of Nastran in coming sessions of this Learn from Home. Thanks for being here. Thank you. We'll meet you in next session.